Hello everyone! Today we will be taking a look at some interesting products from a brand called Issey Miyake and his creations known as Homme. From what I have seen on the Issey Miyake website, Issey Miyake is a Japanese fashion designer who produces clothing that is, from what I have seen, he specializes in heavily pleated clothing. And from what I have read on the internet, these items are very flexible, very comfortable, very maneuverable, and I'm very curious to see what they are like. Thank you for joining me. These boxes came, the orders came very, very quickly, very swiftly, and that is impressive. And the first thing that I would like to be showing you is the instructions here call it the grass field. And I think this is actually, it is listed as a tunic. And it is a men's tunic, but it also looks similar to a dress. And it came in this interesting, I wonder what kind of fabric this is, but it came in a fabric bag. And it is a beautiful red color. The material is exceptionally soft. It definitely feels very flexible. As you can see, it has an interesting red and beige coloring to it. It is like a long dress or tunic. It is interesting and it feels flexible, and as you can see, it has a lot of tiny little pleats, very little pleats, very many little pleats. The stitch work on it also seems impressive and well made. As you can see, I can't find any loose stitchings on this. As I've mentioned in previous videos, a lot of high fashion brands tend to get a little sloppy around the seams and have loose stitching. But this is, I'd imagine this is a remarkably difficult fabric to work with. And it is very, very well stitched, from what I can tell. It has these big side splits, so I wonder how much like a skirt it is, meaning if it can be worn without any kind of other undergarments. It has pockets. Interesting. It has pockets and substantial padding almost. I wonder what this is for. Looks like it is padding. Maybe it is to protect to keep it from being too sheer in the midsection where maybe one's underwear is. Interesting. There is a tag that came with it. And I am curious to see what it says. It says Homme Plissé, Issey Miyake. And this item costed $650. And it says, handling of pleated product. This product is pleated, forming folds by heat or pressure. To maintain the folds, note the following. The product is susceptible to heat pressure. Do not apply a pressure, such as sitting for a long time. When storing the product, lay carefully in line with the pleats. Check the care label. Tell the cleaner that this product is pleated. Well, that's a little problematic, isn't it? That that sitting too long may damage a $650 garment. I would really appreciate it if this was stated on their website. That would be really beneficial to people considering this purchase, since sitting too long will potentially damage the pleating technique that is used. Sitting too long, well, what are you going to do with this item? What are you going to do? You're going to wear it to the office, to work, to school, to events. You're going to be sitting frequently, right? If you go to an event, you may take the bus for multiple hours. I wonder what a long time sitting means in this case sitting for a long time. Is a long time 1 hour? I make it a point in my life to avoid sitting more than 15 minutes at a time for health reasons. So to me, an hour is a long time. I do think it is beautiful. It looks exceptionally well made, but that seems like a big problem, and I feel like it would have behooved them to be more transparent with this with this on their website. This is the grass skirt tunic, and I look forward to trying it on with you. It is also made of recycled. It says it is made out of recycled polyester. Yes, with recycled polyester with less environmental impact. Interesting. We also have a few other products from Issey Miyake that I would like to show you. I really like that they so delicately package these products with this wrapping paper. I wonder what kind of material it is. It comes with a little envelope with the packing slip in it that contains what the items actually are, and it says here that it discusses the returns policy, the refunds policy, all of these things. And we have a few interesting hats here. They are all closed together like so in the same packaging. It probably does save on packaging, but I wonder if the fabric colors might bleed onto each other. This is what is known as the blooming hat. It is called a blooming hat because, as you can see, it is a beautiful orange color, and the design on it is interesting. The pattern is interesting. It has all these little tiny boxes almost on them. And it, as you can see, it is a folded hat, so it opens up and then it folds back down conveniently. On the website it showed it as if it could fold completely into a perfect shape like that. I'm finding that this is difficult to actually get to fold in the same manner easily. There, it did. I finally got it in the end, but it was difficult to do. On the website, it gave me the impression it would be a little easier to do, because the convenience of being able to store such a hat, I feel, outweighs I wonder if you will actually use this feature, because it makes it just a little smaller, right? It makes it just a tiny bit smaller, but it's difficult to get it to be in that perfect shape. So in the end, you're just going to ultimately hold it like that, right? But it kind of naturally goes into that shape. That's interesting. It's like a nice bucket shape, and it just naturally kind of gravitates into that shape. It's not perfect in that shape, but that's kind of cool. The instructions as well say that it was made out of recycled polyester, and I like that they are committed to the environment. This is an interesting hat. It's like a bucket hat. Then the next item that we have is another blooming hat. This one is in an interesting pistachio color, if I'm not mistaken. The color is not said here, but it is a mint pistachio, almost green-like color, and it is also a blooming hat, but it is more like a beanie instead of a bucket hat. And as you can see, it is interesting. The shape that we can arrange it, this one arranges very nicely into that shape, almost seamlessly and effortlessly. And it also has that interesting box-like pattern in the fabric itself. It is like all these tiny little boxes. It has a very interesting texture, if you can tell. Then we have here the rim beanie, and this is a hat, and quality of the construction also is, I would say, could be more consistent. Some of the items are beautifully crafted and constructed, and this one I feel there's like little holes in it on the sides, as you can see. I don't know if you can see, but there's holes there. It's I feel the construction could be a little bit more consistent. However, for me personally, I'm speaking of these things simply because I'm someone who is interested in studying these materials. If I was buying this for myself, and I actually wanted this to keep for myself, I would probably be undeterred by those small defects. But it definitely, as you can see, it breaks the clean lines that we see on the website, having all these little holes in the material and the fabric. The next interesting hat that we have is, I love the picture of this online. It is the Rhizome cap. Issey Miyake does this interesting thing where they try to create they say it is based off of the roots of plants growing underground, and it is called the rhizome cap, like the rhizome, the root. It is adorable. It is an adorable beanie. I don't know if you can see. It looks like it has a scuff on it here. And again, this hat was quite a construction, but it looks like it is pretty well made. The quality looks pretty impressive. There are occasional little areas here where there are imperfections, as you can see, little misstitchings, which again, for the price, it is a $395 hat. One would expect for such things to have no compromises, but it looks well made otherwise. Inside there is tags, and I think it is very cute. The rimmed hat, it says, because of the fabric or the design, take great care so that the product is not caught or snagged by projections such as accessories, watch, bag, or buckles. Well, that seems to be a consistent theme with these items, that they are actually very delicate. Which they feel delicate. They do feel very delicate. They feel exceptionally comfortable and very delicate. This is another rhizome cap, but this one has 3 points. And how novel is that? It has three points. Like a little t-shirt. It is the same one. It is in a lovely purple color. And this is also called a rhizome cap, and the color is listed as 23. But it is beautiful. It looks beautifully made. Again, the attachment points on the sides here, they are markedly different. You can really tell it's part of the texture. But on the website, I feel that is yet to be included in the images. So I would appreciate it if they made sure people were aware of little changes like that on a $395 hat. I am sorry, it is actually $465. So I would imagine that for that price tag, it should really include pictures that show the differences in texture of the way they're attached, because online it looks much more homogeneous. But as I said, it's still interesting. It's still a nice looking, interesting hat. I wonder how it will actually look. Then we have an interesting red shirt, or camis, or I wonder what you would actually call it. This is called the Vase. It is just called the Vase. And the tags for the vase actually came unattached, which this is a lot of red, and I wonder if you can actually see I'm impressed at first glance by the homogeny of the texture. It is a red coat almost, and the material has this very interesting, very micro-pleated design. As you can see, it feels exceptionally flexible. It has what feel like wooden or plastic buttons, and it is definitely, it has a lot of working on the inside to give the shape and texture of the cinched neck. It has these little cape side buttons here. I wonder what that is for. Why it has these epaulettes on the side. It seems to have pockets, and yes, there we go. It has an extra button, and it also says that it is made out of recycled materials, and it stores you it warns you to make sure that you do not sit too long in the same position with it. That seems like quite a liability in my opinion. Then we have this interesting pair of pants. These are the padded Pleats pants. And they feel exceptionally soft. Wow. That is smooth and soft and delicate. Oh, this is an exceptionally soft material. It feels heavenly, very comfortable, at least how it feels on the hand. It is almost like it is not there. It is so airy and it is puffy and it is very flexible looking at. These are the way that the pants actually look. And the interesting thing is these actually seem way too small for me. I am a large man and these seem definitely to be like very, very small. The website claimed that you need not worry about the waist size because these pants are very flexible. And so the only thing that changes depending upon the sizing is the length. So of course these are going to be very short, and their design is intended to be a little bit cropped anyway. But I really will be surprised to see if these actually fit me, because there is zero stretch given here because of this, and I suspect that this buckle here will, at its maximum point, it will have difficulty fitting me, even so. But we will see. It is definitely interesting. The color is also beautiful, and as you can see, there are all kinds of pleating in it. But like I said again, it says the tag also instructs you to avoid sitting. Oh, it says nothing of that. Oh, yes, it does. It says to avoid sitting for a long time again. And now it says, since it is padded, that it should be dry cleaned to use a petroleum-based solvent, and that solvent residues may leave stains because of the fabric or structure, and care must be taken during extraction and drying. Well, again, the prices on these pants and these items, let me check for you. The pants costed $625, so to not be able to sit in them for the care instructions to say do not sit in them for a long time that's scary for $625. It is scary. Yeah. So you must be dry cleaned, and it must be you can't sit in them for a long time. Oh wow, that is quite some care instructions. And the vase shirt, exceptionally expensive, and all of these are very troubling. The fact that you cannot sit too long in them per the instructions is very troubling in my opinion. It's very troubling. Maybe they are just intended to be purely fashion items that are yet to actually have any practical drop belt because it looks like a drop of water, so they say. And it is this interesting belt here. You see, it is supposed to look like a beaded drop of water. It is quite adorable. And it says that it is made out of synthetic or artificial leather, and that cracks, peeling, or other change may occur in the surface as time, in years, it's good they specify in years, passes because of the characteristics of this material. And that if you want to get the best use of it, you should make sure that when it is in contact with another surface or material for a long time, it may stick to that surface, or it may bleed or migrate. Do not store it in sunlight or in humid places, or in contact with other items, and to air it from time to time. Wow, these care instructions are a handful. I mean, how many such items can you have before the care of them becomes so complicated and convoluted? If you have this brand saying this, and another brand saying that, and another brand saying that, you're going to have a difficult time taking care of and maintaining your wardrobe. That seems like quite a problem, but it looks nice. It looks very elegant and clean. Absolutely very interesting. The drop, it is, my apologies, it is actually called the drop belt, and it is $225, so it is expensive. Again, all of these items are exceptionally expensive and seem to have convoluted care instructions, and that is interesting. Of course, you are paying for a very interesting and innovative design. All of these are exceptionally innovative. One would have a hard time disagreeing with that. They are things unlike I've ever seen before. Absolutely, very interesting. So I suspect that that is what you are paying for. That is what you want, right? Very interesting. Well, how about we go ahead and give these a try? This tunic looks very similar to a dress, and it is made of a very flexible pleated polyester material. It is exceptionally comfortable, and it is very flexible. The pattern of the box-like material wants to create a box around one's form, and this gives it an interesting texture that almost disfigures you a little bit. It can be good, it can be bad. It makes you definitely look more box-like. At the same time, in certain areas, it exaggerates one's curves. It also has a side slit, because technically it is a tunic, not a dress, and this side slit actually goes up pretty high, so that may or may not be to your liking. I would advise wearing some kind of pants or shorts underneath it, because the side slit goes up pretty high. The Rhizome cap reminds me of a jester's cap or perhaps a medieval chaperone. It can also be worn in different ways. The Vase Coat is exceptionally flexible. It is made of the same material as the dress and all of the other pleated garments we have seen. It feels like it would be very warm, and of course it is very flexible and able to move around very easily. It also has a very nice way of keeping its shape when on the body. The hat, the Rhizome Hat, as you can see, can be styled in a multiple variety of ways. In that way, it too also reminds me of the medieval chaperone, because the medieval chaperone could also be worn in many, many different ways. Out of the Issey Miyake garments that I have tried so far, the Vase Coat really seems to keep its form the nicest and flatters one's silhouette very nicely because of the way it is constructed. The padded pants, the padded pleated pants, they were actually a little bit tight. As you can see, I am having difficulty buttoning the closure, but they are very flexible and they still fit. They are very warm feeling and have tremendous range of mobility. I feel these would be excellent in winter. I should make note that for people above 6 feet tall, these may be a little bit short. There. I think it looks very much like a beret. It's wild and interesting. I really like this hat. I really like that it looks like a beret. I think it's amazing. The blooming cap. It also almost comes out with the medieval flair in it. Doesn't it? It really does want to climb to the top. I really like it when it's like that. A little bit up on the sides and flatter down in the front, because I feel it gives it an almost medieval cap illusion. These are very interesting designs. I think they look very different from how most beanies do, while being very subtle. See, this belt is actually pretty difficult to put on, and it really kind of sticks out at the sides. So that seems a little bit of an inconvenience, and it really gets in the way of the aesthetic that they were going for. The website shows it laying pretty flat, but there's nothing to keep it laying flat, and that really takes away from the water droplet look that they were trying to go for. I feel like if this laid down flat, or they found some kind of more seamless solution to hiding this little, it would create a more drop-like water effect. But like so, it sticks out. It almost looks like a zip tie. But it's interesting. This is actually also really difficult to put in. And I feel like when doing that, it actually damages the product a little bit. You see, it kind of almost disfigures it a little bit on that area. It's a little difficult to put in. It almost makes me feel like a pilgrim of some kind, or something from the medieval era. It's definitely interesting. Thank you so much for watching my video and discussing Issey Miyake products with me. If you have any other things you would like me to try, or you have opinions to share about these items and how you think that pleats might be used in the future, or other thoughts, if I have less than 100 comments, I will definitely read it. Thank you so much for watching my video today. God bless you all. I love you all. Be safe and well.